review. Book one one's all about the books that I read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest. He is a passionate and certified STEM educator, no other than Mr. Jason Dietrich. Welcome to Book 101, Mr. Jason. And can you please introduce more about yourself?
Absolutely. Well, Daniel, first of all, it's great to be on here. Thank you for having me, and happy Friday, by the way, as a side note. Just to share a little bit just about my background. I'm originally from the state of Pennsylvania, which is in the United States of America, and I recently relocated about a year and a half ago for a new job at a company that I currently work at called Science Systems and Applications Incorporated, also known as SSAI for short. And I'm a communications specialist there. So I'll definitely be explaining more about what my company does and my role a little bit later on. But I started out as a public school STEM educator just to get a little bit of experience. And I started teaching during the COVID-19 pandemic, which was quite an interesting time to be a teacher, that's for sure. I think everybody can agree it was a very interesting time. I did learn some cool, innovative STEM strategies and techniques, and I saw that there were some opportunities in the aerospace industry. So that actually, took me to a space adventure camp down at the Virginia Space Flight Academy at Wallops, which I will definitely highlight a little bit further as well. And it led me to where I am today. And I'm also currently pursuing a master's degree in curriculum and instruction with a STEM focus through the NASA Endeavor STEM certificate through Adams State University in Colorado. So I have to say, Daniel, I'm really enjoying not just my job, but also my graduate school education as well.
Mr. Jason Dietrich, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world and looking for more success to come. So let's talk about the foundation of inquiry. What was about the Magic Tree House series formula that make you interested?
That's a wonderful question, Daniel. And, that takes me all the way back to elementary school, which seemed like ages ago. That was definitely a very long time ago. But I remember early on in my educational journey, I was diagnosed with hyperlexia. And for those of your audience and viewers who might not be as familiar with hyperlexia, hyperlexia is a form of autism. And if you think about a brain, hyperlexia is one branch. For example, Asperger's is another branch. What was going on was I had this high ability to read words at such a high level. In kindergarten, I was reading words equivalent to a fifth grader. And my parents were just blown away. They were like, wow, our son can read words at such a high level. Maybe they might be able to comprehend what they're reading. So they then started asking me some questions. Hey, Jason, what does this particular word or phrase mean? And very oftentimes I would say, I don't know. So with hyperlexia, it involves someone who can read words at such a high level, but yet struggles with reading comprehension. So what I discovered through the Magic Treehouse, Daniel, was there was a lot of adventure in it. And I'm someone who loves adventure. I love critical thinking and inquiry based learning because I learn best through visual aids. I'm not someone who likes to sit at a chair and just listen to a lecture for an hour, hour and a half straight. That doesn't work for me, and that technique doesn't work anymore because of all the technological advancements we've had over the last several decades or so. But with Magic Treehouse, it was cool. It was a brother and a sister. I forget their names, unfortunately, because that was a long time ago. But what happened was they would get a task through a piece of paper or a map, and what they would then do is they would go up into their treehouse. And then as soon as after they read through the map, their treehouse would spin big time like a tornado. They would then be transported out somewhere throughout the world, and then they would land in that particular area where they would have to solve a mystery and a case. And Daniel, that I found to be very inspiring and very interesting because again, I enjoy hands-on learning. I love mysteries, and I realized that with STEM, STEM provides multiple different highways of opportunity and engagement. So that started to ignite the light bulb in elementary school, thanks to the Magic Tree House. And I read through all the series. I was always hooked, and as soon as I got introduced to STEM in middle school, I loved it very, very much.
Well, that's awesome, Mr. Jason. And how did the books subtly teach the process of inquiry, asking questions, or finding clues, or using resources rather than just presenting facts?
Yeah, that's a great question, Daniel. Well, I think in terms of when I started to get introduced to reading was I was very fortunate to have a great tutor because since I wasn't able to comprehend what words meant in books, there was a great tutor who I remember working with, I believe, second and also third grade, I think even in fourth grade as well, if I remember. And that was somebody who cared. And unfortunately, Daniel, early on in my educational journey, I had teachers, including administrators, who were not very supportive of my skill sets and abilities. I unfortunately had teachers who never really showed me the time nor the effort that I needed in order to thrive both personally, academically, emotionally, and even physically. I even, Daniel, had one teacher write a completely wrong evaluation about my skill set levels and my abilities. Now, when I transitioned on to middle school, my poor middle school teachers looked at the evaluation and said, Who is this kid? This isn't Jason at all. This is a totally different kid that they just wrote about. So I really didn't feel like that I existed in elementary school. I even, in fact, called myself a stupid reader because of the fact that I wasn't able to comprehend what I was reading. But in elementary school, luckily there was a tutor who cared, and I wanted to thank her very much for her hard work and helping me. But she helped me to figure out what particular words mean, what particular phrases mean, and that really helped me in terms of better understanding what was going on in a story. But then later on in middle school, as soon as I got introduced to STEM, like astronomy, chemistry, and a little bit of physics as well, I was immediately hooked because with reading, Daniel, in middle school, I was introduced to hands on STEM learning. And I enjoyed that very, very much because I enjoyed being the scientist. I enjoyed being the innovator. I enjoyed, going through trial and error. And, most importantly, Daniel, my middle school teachers, helped me to see through reading, through experiments and hands-on STEM learning, that hyperlexia is not a disability, but it is in fact a superpower. And I realized that I had a true gift, and I want to express that to your audience and your viewers as well. Everybody has a unique gift. Everybody has a superpower, and it was thanks to those teachers in middle school through hands-on learning and STEM experiments. That's what propelled me to read even further.
Indeed, everybody have their own superpower. It's up to you to unleash it. Mr. Jason, let's talk about Jack and Annie as your STEM icons. Can you tell us about them?
Yeah. I was going to say you said Jack and Annie as the STEM icons.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say that's definitely a great question there. So I think in terms of the Magic Treehouse in relation to Jack and Annie, now that you mentioned that, Jack, I remember I think he was like 8 years old, and then Annie is 7 years old. So what was very nice about them was that they were very curious, just like I was. And, that's something that I very much enjoy with reading books and then also with STEM as well. What I very much enjoyed with Jack and Annie was they were individuals who were tasked with a challenge. And, they might have faced difficulty, but they didn't give up, which was, very key and which was very beneficial as well. So, and that definitely relates to my rule because even though I struggled early on in elementary school, I had to, work twice as hard compared to somebody else who didn't struggle under comprehension. And that's fine. That's no big deal. But I was very fortunate to have that great support as soon as I got to middle school. Not so much in elementary school, unfortunately. But it was in relation to reading about Jack and Annie. It made me realize that in relation to the struggles and the trial and error that you learn through mysteries and objectives with STEM, I learned a lot about the scientific method, where again it's the whole process of trial and error. And believe it or not, Daniel, whenever you make a mistake, I think, believe it or not, you actually learn more compared to if you get it right the first time. And were they perfect throughout the book? No, they made mistakes as well. So everybody does over the course of their lifetime. But it definitely really connected with me, and it inspired me to pursue cool STEM adventure opportunities. So I was very fortunate to come across that book and that series.
Very well said, Mr. Jason. Very well said. Let's talk about your research and as adventure. The research books were integral. How did the series transform the act of looking things from its core as exciting extension of adventure?
Yeah, I was going to say that's a great question, Daniel. I would probably say in relation to those books, particularly with the Magic Treehouse, what I especially liked about them and how they promoted, research and inquiry based learning was in terms of the text. From what I recall in the book, there wasn't a whole lot of text on each of the pages. And I like the fact that there were some pictures in relation to the treehouse itself in terms of what it looked like. And especially as it was getting transported, from what I recall as well, I loved the visual representation of it, spinning on one page. That was a very cool visual to see. And then also seeing it, getting transported to another area around the globe. Those were some very cool, engaging visuals, and that's what kept me hooked. And that's what's very important about a book or something with research. You want to be able to hook the audience's attention right away, and you don't have a whole lot of time. It's just like with a resume, for example. You have like 8, maybe 10 seconds to hook somebody. And if you don't, well, they're just going to move on. They have to understand the purpose, they have to understand the meaning, and they also have to understand, how is it going to benefit them. And that really relates to my role, especially as a communication specialist through video production, because I run my company's YouTube channel, which I will definitely provide links to you and your audience to check out our YouTube channel. So again, it all goes down to that. And with the Magic Treehouse, uh, they allowed me to stay engaged, and they allowed me to see the purpose. And it was thanks to those Treehouse series, they allowed me to promote inquiry as well. Because when you're trying to solve a mystery, that's a higher level of Bloom's taxonomy thinking. And Bloom's taxonomy is a great educational model that I learned through undergraduate school. So we want to engage students to be able to analyze, apply, and also create as well. And that's something that I'm doing at SSAI through video production means, and I absolutely love it.
Absolutely amazing, Mr. Jason. And as a passionate and certified STEM educator, what are your short term and long term goals?
Excellent question, Daniel. Well, in terms of something that I want to do short term, One of the things is I want to continue to find some very cool and innovative techniques to further enhance the podcast videos and employee spotlights that my company is currently doing right now. I think currently we have 67 videos up on my company's YouTube channel. And you can also check out our website, SSAI, as well, like Daniel is showing here, where you can see the further research that my company is doing. You can look for opportunities to apply. It's just very, very cool. And I've learned, Daniel, that through my work, especially through video production as a communication specialist, I've learned some very cool, tips and tricks to further enhance my videos, and I will continue to do that. And it really enhances further in terms of what our company is doing. And we are really making a global difference in science, engineering, technology, education, health IT, and even AI, artificial intelligence. So that is definitely a short term goal that I have. And I'm looking forward to continuing to find those great techniques. A couple of long-term goals that I have. One of them is I want to graduate with my master's degree. I am very close to doing that. I have two more courses to take before I graduate with my master's degree next year. So I am very, very excited about that. That's going to open up so many more doors and opportunities. So that is definitely a long-term goal that I have. And then also, most importantly, Daniel, one of my other long-term goals that I have is I want to be an astronaut one day as well. I want to go up into space. I want to use my communications specialist strategies that I have applied at SSAI, also through undergrad and graduate school, to go to space. Because I want to inspire the next generation that just because you might have like I said, not a disability but a superpower, just because you might think differently like myself, and you might take a little bit of time to comprehend something, that doesn't mean that you're not important and that you're not valued. Again, everybody has a unique gift and a superpower. And I've realized, Daniel, that through my time and my experiences, this is something that I'm very passionate about. This is something that I want to do. And it'll be so cool, to go to the moon and, potentially go to Mars as well. I'm very much excited and looking forward to doing that. And I think, as one of the former music artists that I listen to for jazz, Frank Sinatra says, it's time to fly me to the moon. Let me play among the stars. So, based on that, I hope that you all didn't mind me singing there, but that is definitely a big dream that I have, and I'm looking forward to accomplishing that goal. And it will.
Good luck to your goals, Mr. Jason, and looking for more success. And I hope you will see the universe. And what will be your piece of advice for those people out there who want to be like you?
Wonderful question, Daniel. I would probably say it goes back to these four C's. These are something that I have valued, and this is something that I wanted to pass down. In terms of the four C's, you have to be caring, you have to be compassionate, you have to be a great communicator, and you also have to be creative. Those are the four C's that I value. And number one, you do have to be caring because it's important, particularly as a STEM educator like myself, and as someone who designs videos for my company channel as well. You have to care about others, and you have to understand, what it is that they're going through, how they're learning, etc. Because if you're not caring, well, then you're really not going to make a difference on yourself, including others that you might serve. And that also ties into compassion as well. Again, everybody has different journeys. Some people might be going through some struggles throughout their lifetime, and it's important that we are also compassionate and we understand in terms of what's going on in their lifetime. We help them to stand back up. And then on top of being a great communicator, Daniel, I really had to advocate for myself quite frequently because I didn't get the support early on in my educational journey like I would have liked to. I had a couple good teachers who at least tried, and I give them a lot of credit for helping me. The problem was it was just two very toxic environments because I went to two different elementary schools, and unfortunately, neither one of them helped me, and they just weren't beneficial, unfortunately. So you do have to advocate for yourself. You have to ask questions. You can't be afraid to ask questions. So that is definitely something that's very key. And then also on top of that, with being creative, don't be afraid to think outside the box. I am someone, thanks to hyperlexia, I typically think outside the box. I come up with some new ideas and some new innovative strategies. And it's thanks to that, out of the box thinking that really enables my creativity even further. And in relation to out of the box thinking, you do have to be patient with your dreams and goals and aspirations. It's going to take time. It's not going to be easy. But if you trust in God, just like I do, I am very grateful that God has led me here to SSAI and will continue to advance me towards my goals and aspirations. But in relation to that, as long as you are patient and you stand back up if you get knocked down, then your dreams will come at an appointed time. So you just have to trust the journey. You have to believe. And if you value those four C's, Daniel, you will definitely go forward. And I hope to see some of your potential audience and viewers in space as well, if any of them have those astronaut aspirations too.
Very well said, Mr. Jason. Very well said. Beautifully articulated. And before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, and of course, my book 101 review in fifth season as well. Comedy 101 second season, and food 101 in fifth season too. Geography 101 in its fourth season, and my baby podcast, Mental Health 101 and Law 101. Love Letters in third season, Movie 101 Review and Music 101 in fourth season, and Science 101 and Sex 101 and first season. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. And Mr. Jason, reflecting on Jack and Annie, your hyperlexia, your teachers, SSAI, and your videos was the core message about curiosity, different ways of thinking, and the joy of discovery that you most want to share with the audience.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a wonderful question, Daniel. So, in relation to specifically what the mission and vision of SSAI is, and what role we play in helping to advance science and inspire the next generation of STEM professionals, I'll just share a little bit about that in relation to that question there. But SSAI, for those of you audience and viewers who might not be as familiar with the company that I work at, we are based in Lanham, Maryland, and we're literally next to Goddard Space Flight Center. We're probably like a mile away from Goddard. So, but SSAI, we're a 48-year-old woman-owned small business with a powerful mission and vision. At our core, SSAI is driven by a purpose to improve life on Earth through innovation and leadership in science, engineering, and data analytics. And our vision extends beyond projects and programs. We strive to answer the world's most important societal and scientific questions, from the depths of our oceans to the far reaches of space. And our mission focuses on expanding knowledge of the universe through excellence in Earth and space science, developing cutting edge engineering and technology solutions, and nurturing talent for the well being of humanity and the environment. And in terms of nurturing talent, that also involves Daniel bringing in uh, multi different perspectives. So, like somebody like myself, we value diverse thinking and we value different perspectives. That's what makes us unique, and that's what makes us stand out. And that's not just words; it's our daily. And we bring together some of the brightest minds scientists, engineers, educators, and communicators who are leading multiple breakthrough efforts. And for example, through our work with NASA's Global Modeling and Assimilation Office, also known as the GMAO, our team contributes to life saving weather models that forecast wildfire risks and tsunami threats. Others use remote sensing to predict water quality changes and even harmful algal blooms, helping communities act before crises occur. And we're also helping develop the future of Earth system modeling through contributions to the JEDI geoscopal data assimilation system. By improving how we integrate satellite and observational data, we're enhancing the accuracy of environmental predictions across the globe. But what really sets SSAI apart, Daniel, is how we translate science into action. Through citizen science initiatives like training communities to collect real world environmental data or building do it yourself tools like the Cell Spectrometer, we make science engaging and available to everybody, from classrooms to college campuses. Our creative team even brings science to life through games like Snap It, an Eclipse Photo Adventure, which was nominated for a Webby Award, which is an international award platform. So that was a huge honor and a huge deal. And I did a company podcast episode with that individual. So please definitely check out our YouTube channel and engage with us further for more details there. And then, most importantly, Daniel, as well, we also believe in storytelling. So, our visual communicators help the public understand complex data, while programs like Black Marble reveal Earth's nighttime patterns, supporting emergency response and also environmental monitoring. And then finally, with over 140,000 people trained through programs like NASA's Applied Remote Sensing Training Program, also known as FARSA, we're not just generating knowledge, we're sharing it widely, ensuring data can be used by decision makers, educators, and everyday citizens. At SSAI, we're not only advancing science, we're building the bridge to the next generation. Whether it's through innovation, education, or empowerment, our goal is simple: to leave the world better than we found it. And we're just getting started. So I'm very fortunate, Daniel, that I'm working at a company like SSAI who values different perspectives and out of the box thinking, and we dream big as well. And that definitely, makes all the difference. And just like the book Jack and the characters Jack and Annie in the Magic Treehouse book, they weren't afraid to step into the unknown and learn from mistakes that are made because that's how you grow. And we have grown, over the last 48 years, and SSAI will continue to grow.
Mr. Jason Dietrich, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your advocacy as well as your business itself?
Absolutely, Daniel. Well, and I'll make sure to share all of these social media links with you all. So please definitely engage with us on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. We're also on Blue Sky. And check out our website for various job opportunities. If you are passionate about STEM exploration and humankind, SSAI is the place for you. And I can't wait to work with you. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us for partnership opportunities as well. And if you are interested in going into space as well, I'm looking forward to seeing you in the stars up in space.
Looking forward for that, Mr. Jason, to see and unlock the mystery of the universe. So, Mr. Jason, thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely, Daniel. Thank you so much for having me.
Modicon people, see you soon.